All right, it is currently Monday, July 28th, NFP week. Yay. Um, we didn't trade today. We didn't take any trades today. Reason being it is NFP week. There's a lot of client back news for the USD. I generally tend to just stay out of the market. Okay, so today, Monday, the start of NFP week. My take on this would be the market would be slow. There wouldn't be any clear directions, clear bias as to where you want to go yet. Given that NFP news comes out on Friday. So yeah, again, I generally just tend to stay out of the market in terms of NFP week. The time is currently 8:26 p.m. I'm just gonna do a rundown, a review of how I would have traded the market. Yeah, so let's just hop onto the charts and just see what could have potentially happened, following my strategy if I traded during an FD week. So it's kind of a form of back testing, if you may. Okay, let's get into it. I will start at 7 a.m. But I can't do 7 a.m. Okay. All right, so coming to the charts, it's 7 a.m. in the morning. First thing I do, I bring on my text tool and start with my session analysis template. Bring this down here. Okay. Starting from 0, I draw my lines. Start of the London session would be at 2 a.m. This is Central Daylight Time. 2 a.m. There we go. Start of London. Okay. And then start of New York would be at 7 a.m. right there. Okay. News now. Just looking here, there wasn't really any specific news. It's kind of just this OPEC JMMC meeting for all pairs. You know what that means, but yeah, nothing to focus on for news here. Okay, so we've drawn our lines. Next thing, I want to see what happened at the start of the London session. Okay, at the start of the London session, we made this high. As usual, I would just label it London high. Okay, then we drop down. This is the 5-minute time frame, by the way. We drop down, came back up again towards this previous high. We couldn't push it, so we dropped down again. Still respecting this area of support, if you may. Okay, so we started coming down, found support here. Support pushed it back up. Didn't break past this London high. And dropped a little bit. Came up, dropped a little bit. Came up, dropped a little bit. Came up, dropped a little bit. So from all we're seeing here, it seems like this whole area of support is holding quite a bit. This whole area. Yeah. So let's just write this in our notes. So at the start of the London session, so price started bearish, but support was pretty strong. Okay, so price started bearish, found support here, came up, but couldn't quite break past this support it found to continue lower. So it's kind of telling me, there's a little bit of buying power Yeah, so that's what I'm saying for now. All right, let's go to number two. What happened at the end of the London session? So again, I usually take 2 hours before the London session ends, or whatever seems uh good to me. All right, so 7 to 5. So what I see here, so price is approaching this previous support, and it's just kind of respecting it. It's not breaking past it yet. And then at 6:30, you see this huge down move. I would think that is a little bit of a manipulation to take out the whole liquidity that was under here and push back upwards. Okay, so I would say push back upwards even nearing this previous London high. Okay, so what happened at the end of the London session? I would say price grabbed liquidity under support and pushed upwards, reaching London high. Great. Yeah, so my analysis would be from here is to see New York initial price actions. Okay, so what I think is happening here is I would wait for a break this London high, and then expect price to retrace back here. Let's grab on. Okay, and expect price to at least come back to this area. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll move the chart in a bit. Yeah, so I'll expect price to break this area, and break this London high, and come back to retest this imbalance zone area, this imbalance zone here. But we do still need to see the New York initial price action. So I would usually wait 30 minutes after New York session starts and see what happens. Okay, let's just keep going. Okay, price broke this, kind of wicked above the high there. We keep going. Okay, now we see that break. Yeah, so the time right now would be 7, almost 8, so 7:40. So I would be going for the sell limit. Sorry, buy limit. However, though, we do have like a long range here, so because price could easily drop back down all the way here. Okay, let's just keep going. For now, I would wait. Okay, so New York initial price action from 7 to 7, around 7:40 here. I would say pretty choppy because I don't necessarily see a clear break of this high here. Price is kind of just bouncing around, doesn't know what to do yet. So again, given that it is NFP week, we shouldn't really expect price to make a decision yet. Let's just keep going with this here. Okay, so we came into this imbalance and pushed upwards. Okay, for now, we were right about what could happen, but was given that we had this huge range here, if we were gonna place a trade around this area, we do have a huge stop loss here. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have taken that buy. Yeah, so price came, tapped into this imbalance zone here and pushed upwards. Now breaking, confirming this break of the London high. The time is currently 8, so at 8 o'clock. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, price is dropping back down. Okay, now price took out this London high liquidity and it's kind of just dropping aggressively. I would wait, no entry yet. No entry yet. What is the time? 8:45. Again, NFP, there's no really clear sign as to what price wants to do, which is why it's the best idea to stay out of the market and just see what price is actually doing, right? Okay, so at this point, what do we know? London started pretty bearish. Let me just go over this again. London started pretty bearish. Formed support here, found support here. And then at the end of the London session, there was liquidity grab of that support to push price upwards. Now, initial New York price action started really choppy. We did see some imbalance here, but if we would have gone with this buy, we'd have like a huge stop loss, so we didn't go with that. Price respected that imbalance, tapped it and pushed upwards, and from there it just dropped quickly. There was no buying continuation. So I'll say here the manipulation we see here is price manipulated initial New York traders. Okay, so initial New York traders, they went into this buy and then price just dropped, right? Price just dropped. Now at this point, I would be expecting price to yeah, so at this point I will be expecting price to just keep dropping essentially and break this this support here, because as you can see, most traders would have had their stop loss or amount under this imbalance. Me personally, I would have had it under here, but just seeing how price pushed upwards and just dropped without any form of bullish momentum just tells me that this whole move was a manipulation, so I do see an imbalance here. I do see an imbalance around here. Okay, and take this out. And this here is my break of structure. Okay, so this here is my break of structure. I would wait for price to come back in around this whole area of manipulation to continue taking price lower. That's what I would do. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so price dropped. Moved into this area. I don't know if I would have missed this trade to continue lower, but I would wait. I would wait a little bit for price to come up in here, play around a little bit here, and then go for the sell. Okay, let's take off Fibonacci tool and take that 50% or 0.618. Yeah, I would take the 0.618 right here. I would have a sell limit with stop loss just above here. So 11 stop loss, and then I'll be targeting this area here, just above a 1 to 2. Okay, now let's keep going and see what the market does. Okay, price pushed upwards into there. There we have it. So, okay, all right. So our entry was just above here, just in here. Sorry. Price didn't quite reach our entry yet, and it dropped. Okay, so at this point, I would have missed the entry. I would have missed the trade, and that would have been it. Yeah. So yeah, that's essentially what happened. What time is that? 10. So 10. Okay, so let me just give a quick rundown of what essentially happened. Okay, so at the start of London session, it was 7 a.m. At the start of it, let me just give a quick rundown as to what I've seen here, what lessons I can take out of this. You know, what can I refine? How can I refine my strategy? What could I do? What could I have done better? Okay, let's start from the London session. Okay, so start of London session, price started bearish. You know, found the support here, and just respected the support just leading up to the end of the London session, right? And then at the end of the London session, we see this liquidity grab and a push up. So this is signaling to, you know, the New York traders that are coming into the market that price wants to be bullish, right? Now, as we keep going here, what did the initial price action tell us? We did see an imbalance here. Initial price action was choppy though. We were waiting for price to come down here to continue that buy. Now, the reason why we didn't take that buy was just because our stop loss would have been pretty big. Also, New York initial price action was pretty choppy, so price didn't even know where it wanted to go yet. So that's another factor we look at, the initial New York price action. Now that was choppy. Price came, tapped that imbalance, and pushed upwards. Okay. Now after that push, we just dropped, right? We dropped, not even making any further bullish movement. Now this is that manipulation we're talking about. So price manipulated initial New York traders into thinking, oh, we're going for buys. But the catch there was, it was indeed a manipulation. So what stopped us from entering this buy was because we have constraints on our strategy, right? We don't want to be taking trades that we have huge stop loss. The range for the stop loss is huge. If this imbalance was closer down here, I would have taken the trade. But just given that it's upwards and this area is just too much for the stop loss, I didn't take the trade. Yeah, so this break here, it just showed us that break of structure. Now this is manipulation. This is what we call a manipulation. Okay, and then at this point, I marked this whole area here as a manipulation. You know, waiting for the price to come back to the 0.618 Fibonacci percent or the 50%. To mark this imbalance here, 50% was just right inside. So I set a sell limit at the 0.618, right? And then price didn't quite reach that. So it came into this area of manipulation, which is fine because, you know, as soon as price starts coming into this area of manipulation, manipulation at any point in time. It could respect it from there. But the reason I used this 0.618 was just to have a shorter stop loss. So price came into there, respected, did whatever it was supposed to do, and made its move down. Right. So lessons to take from this. If I really wanted to make sure I'm catching all these trades, I would enter here, okay, just at the open of that manipulation, and have like a 0.2% risk, if anything, just so I'll catch the trade at least. Because once price comes in here to mitigate this manipulation, this move, because once price comes in here, it could start dropping from here, like, right? It's completely valid. Just because I'm kind of on the conservative side. I expect the price to come a little bit higher here and drop. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one.